Hello and welcome back to Big Trouble in Little Podcast. This is the second week of McConaughey. I'm one of your hosts, Andy.
I'm Chaz.
I'm Joe Dubs.
I'm Zach. I thought this was the third week.
Yes, it is the third week. Sorry, I memory hold the second movie, I think. It is the third one. It is, in fact, this is also episode 324. Man, there's a lot of episodes of the show. That's pretty cool. That's some good listening right there. Anyway, for the third week, it's my choice. I chose Mud, and I chose it because I Googled good Matthew McConaughey movies, and it was like one of three results. Like, what you do is you look at this list, and then you look at the next list, and whatever appears on all of them, that's for real. That's how the internet works when you need a list of something.
You're definitely right. Like you definitely got to filter through the Google top 10 BS.
Yeah, because there's always like, okay, well, the Mouth Breathers made this list, but they're right, twice a day. And then this list is made by people up their own ass, but they're right, twice a day. And then this list is made, but and it's like you compile them all and you say, okay, well, everyone seems to like these, and this was one of them. I liked it too. For the record, I guess I liked this movie a lot.
There's sometimes when the internet gets it right, like Mano Hand of Fate, being the worst Halloween movie or horror movie, they were right.
They get it.
Yep.
I feel like MST3K had that going on before the internet, though.
True.
I guess what I don't know is, am I a mouth breather or is my head up my own ass?
Yes.
There's other lists. There's many lists.
It's an existential crisis for me. Do you think I breathe out of my mouth because my head's so far up my own ass that my nose is blocked with shit?
Yeah, probably.
Must be it. All right, we should probably move on. So yeah, what'd you guys think about this movie?
I liked it. I think I enjoyed it more than The Gentleman, just to be honest with you.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's right out of the gate with that. We're not even ranking them yet.
Yeah.
Damn, already hitting us with the spicy takes.
It's interesting. It did stay within our theme of it's a movie that stars Matthew McConaughey, but there's another actor who's definitely in it more.
Yeah.
Again, for the third consecutive time.
I have spoilers for you. I am definitely a combo breaker. Matthew McConaughey is the main character of the next movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Finally, we're working up. We're doing Matthew McConaughey. What's that thing where you take a little bit of poison each day so you can get immune to it?
It's like the antidote for the snake venom. You take it once and your body will reject it.
We're taking it many times.
Little doses.
Wow.
This movie is full of, there's a good example, full of actors that like I know of. They're like B and C list actors, but they all do like really well in this movie specifically. And then also Matthew McConaughey. He's an A-list actor, not that he does a bad job.
I got so frustrated at this, like, when he's explaining to the kids, like, there's two things protect me in this world, this shirt and this gun. And I was like, what's so special about the shirt? I kept up fucking...
I thought he meant it keeps the sun off him for the longest time. I just thought he meant, I don't want to get sunstroke.
I mean, the hellacious farmer's tan that he currently is rocking confirms that, so...
Yeah.
And Reese Witherspoon was in it. I don't know. The reason why I think I like it more than The Gentleman is like I didn't expect it to be so deep at times, especially about love and rejection and all that stuff. And
yeah. This movie's got a lot. Like it takes a lot of swerves where it could have gone down one road and been like a revenge movie or like a bunch of gunfights, or there could have been like more crime stuff. And there is a gunfight in this movie. It's like, the climax, but it doesn't. It stays. It's just kind of a drama, and it's kind of still motivated by characterization and stuff like that. I mean, you can like one movie or the other over the other. It's just I've seen that other movie, and I like watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I just also want to talk about that shootout. Like those guys just didn't give a fuck. They just wanted Matthew McConaughey dead. They just like
it smacks of like this will be easy. Let's go in there, and then they went in there and said, "Oh shit, this isn't being easy."
Yeah, it was definitely a fuck around and find out moment.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So no, I agree. This movie is interesting. It's very much a a multi-layered movie in terms of the same message. Like it focuses on love and loss, specifically rejection, I guess, like you said,
Yeah.
and it kind of shows it from multiple angles, right? Like you
Yeah,
get
at least
boy,
3.
this coming of age, you get the rejection from his dad and the divorce that's happening. You get, of course, Matthew McConaughey's character and whatever's going on with him. So I'm curious what you guys think too, because I don't think it was very clear, and they establish that Mud might have something mentally like going on, like he may be a little unstable or something or another related to his own mental capacity, but he's not a reliable person in terms of what stories he tells. Or so then, if you put that all into question, then it's really hard to really trust anything. The only thing you can stick to is to know that the two of them clearly have some type of relationship and love for each other, right? Him and Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, they have something. That's something that stood out to me is people keep trying to tell Ellis who Mud is. People keep like trying to sit him down and be like, "No, you don't understand. This is the way he is." Like Tom does it, and Juniper does it, and even people who don't know Mud are like trying to like tell him about this character, and it's just kind of, well, no, you kind of got to judge a person yourself sometimes, and
right.
You know, some of Mud's actions are not so great, but most of them are, you know, pretty legit, I guess.
Right. Well, that's almost what made me think too. Is like if he's just if it really is just comes down to he's just a simple guy who was in love, who fell in love with the wrong girl, and then has just been stuck in this toxic relationship for the longest time, and it led him to commit a crime, and now he's got people coming after him. What I wondered is, what do you think his relationship is with the older guy? Like, because they never outright say, is it actually his dad?
He says he raised it. He says he found him in the woods.
And well, yeah, but again, do you
like where's that Cormac McCarthy novel? Like that's so outrageous. Like this,
Yeah, I want something about Mississippi Tarzan. I want the boy that was raised out in the bayou.
When he was real little, he found him, so he's the closest thing to a dad that he has, but he still calls him Tom at some point, but then he calls him Dad at the end of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
when he's a little kid, he knew Juniper because when he was younger than Ellis, he got bit by a snake. Those are all the pieces of that puzzle we have.
Right.
I feel like no, I'm gonna say something stupid, but keep going.
I was just gonna say, I mean, yeah, they give you the face value of the story, but then because I feel like every person is also very quick to say exactly what you said about Mud, and you can't judge this or that. But at the same time, like, we also don't know how much of their own narratives can be trusted too, right? Like, so that's what made me think, okay, well, how much of it do you take at face value versus not? But I guess, like you said, if you take Tom's story and with full weight and believe it, then I guess he's basically his dad, his adoptive dad. And that is what it is.
The way I see it is that Mud was possibly thrown out by bad parents, essentially, and became homeless. And Tom found him, raised him as his own, and then probably Mud, fell in love with Reese Witherspoon's character, got too fucking attached, probably woke up later on, even though he killed a man, but. Essentially, he used the kids to get the items. I think he confirmed that, right?
Confirmed which part?
About the using the kids to get the boat. Because
sure. I mean,
he really didn't quote unquote love her, but like he confirmed it also that he still had feelings for her. But when I think
he loved her, he expected her to come, and then when she doesn't, that's when he decides. Okay, I can't.
Yeah, he moves. Yeah, he moves on because I mean, again, at this point, like he's literally having to hide out for his life, and he's planning to run away with this person who he committed this act for, and again, he literally put his own life on the line for her, and she's still out just fucking around with other guys. Like that's what it comes down to. And I think he realizes then it's like, it doesn't really matter what I do. Like I'm always going to be stuck in this, and I'm always going to be cleaning up her messes for her just to turn around and leave me anyway. So
Fuck Maypearl. I just want to put that out there. That cunt. Even though, like,
What do you think?
obviously,
He's 14.
I know. But
What do you think
like,
was going to happen?
Yeah, that's a good question. What did you think was going to happen?
But she should have been upfront with him instead of just like ignoring him.
No,
You
girls
know,
are never upfront about anything.
I mean, for
it's dumb
Ellis to
kid
be-
shit. That's dumb, like high school.
I mean,
middle
for
school.
Ellis to have been able to kiss and get a little titty, according to what he told Nick, like, hey, I think you should be thankful. You know what? That's pretty good for the first run. Good job,
Not
buddy.
bad.
Attaboy. You know?
Shout out to the random black dude that didn't want the fish. I just want to point that out there. He's like, fish? I ain't buying no fish. And he like slams the door. I mean, obviously they were trying to find her and everything, and that's where that dude like punches the kid. The kid's name was Neckbone. Is that correct?
His
his
call was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they just called him that. Yeah.
Because I was like, God damn, that's such a like Southern thing, I guess. And then Michael Shannon is in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
General Zod.
Mhm.
General Zod was there. He was a diver.
And he created his own fucking helmet with headlights and shit.
You know what's funny is I looked at the
Neat.
director's credits, Jeff Nichols. Michael
Mhm.
Shannon is in every movie he's made.
Really?
Yeah.
They might be buddies or something.
They might
Yeah,
be
but-
buddies or have like some kind of working partnership. You know how that happens sometimes.
You could have a worse actor in all your movies, that's for sure.
Oh, I like him a lot.
Yeah. I did
I
too.
actually didn't realize it was him for a minute. Like I was like, I remember Dub said something to General Zod's in this movie, but I was like, watch the movie, and it took me a few scenes to see and realize that's fucking Michael Shannon.
I had to
Yeah.
look it up. I didn't remember that he had played General Zod. I was
Oh,
like, who's
no.
he talking about?
It took me a minute, but I saw him. I was like, oh yeah, there he is. But
Mm-hmm.
his role is interesting because I thought he was going to turn out differently. Like it's
He
interesting.
seems menacing, right?
He seems like they're gonna make him seem like a dick because he's banging that woman and they make him seem like an asshole at first, and it just seems like, and then it turns out he's actually like
He's
he
okay.
might actually be all right. He's actually an uncle just concerned about his nephew. I thought he was gonna like snitch and like turn Mud over to those other guys, and it was gonna be some shitty thing where he's some cheesy rat or something. But no, he's actually just genuinely concerned, and he even's like, "Ellis, don't you get my boy in any trouble?" Like he just wants to make sure they're okay. It's like, oh,
Well, he
it's pretty
gives
cool.
one of the most important little speeches the entire movie. He talks about how there's a lot of stuff in the river, and some of it's trash and some of it's not. And to be smart, you got to figure out which one's which. And he's kind of saying, if you're mixed up with someone he's another person who's basically telling him who Mud is. He says, if you're mixed up with someone bad, you need to figure it out and get away from there, and don't get my nephew in trouble, and don't get yourself in trouble. It's another instance where someone's telling him, this is what's happening. You need to alienate yourself from the situation. But no, Ellis keeps doing his own thing. He figures it out for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has Doing It music, which I thought was funny.
Yep. I have that banging music. I love that the woman gets all pissed and comes out, and it's like, just don't be an asshole like your uncle. Be a gentleman. And he comes out in the fucking diving gear, and he's like, listen, I'm sorry, baby. I thought you'd be into that.
I never find out what it was, but
I know, that's the best part. He comes out in the diving gear, and you're like, what the fuck was he doing?
He's probably in his helmet fucking her or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty good.
yeah, just the rejection and him being used, like it. That's why he like freaked out on Mud and stuff. And I like the line at he visits him at home after the snake bite, and he's like, you're a good guy, and like Mud is like, no, I'm not. And he's like, that. I think that's the first true honest thing he said to him, Ellis, in a while. Probably after that he loves that Reese Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm. I also enjoyed the ending. I like that you get some closure there. I think they could have left it open ended if he didn't get away, but I do very much like that. Not only do you know for sure he is safe, but also he gets free.
I surprised myself at the end of this movie because usually I prefer ambiguity. Usually I think it's a more interesting movie if it's like he might have got away. Honestly, what I thought it was going to conclude with is it was going to show where the boat had been and that it is now gone, and it was going to let you draw your own conclusions. But I like what they did better. It's more satisfying. It's more interesting. It like reunites him with Tom. They have some interesting dialogue. It's just all around. It's better. It's more satisfying, and I liked it.
I did too, because you're rooting for him, right? Like,
right.
He really does seem like he's just a guy that just got mixed up in some stuff, you know? It happens. It can happen to anybody. You stick your dick in crazy.
I thought they were going to end it like one of the Bourne movies where, you know, he gets shot and falls into water and stuff. And you're like, they couldn't find his body. And then cut the Moby song Extreme Ways.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I thought, thankfully I paused and I wish I wouldn't have because maybe I'd have held the suspense a little longer, but I had to piss during the movie. It was like, you know, one of those deals where it does not matter how interesting this movie is. I'm going to pee myself. I have to go to the bathroom. So when the kid gets caught in the pit of snakes and he has to go save him, I had to pause right then and there and I'm drawing my own conclusions that I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is gonna be a My Girl situation or something. He's gonna get bit by a fucking snake and like save this kid, but then die in the process or something. Right?
He either sacrifices himself by snake bite, or he's gonna walk out of that clinic and get shot in the face by Joe Don Baker's thugs. I thought for sure it was one of those.
Yeah.
Or they go the darkest route and the kid fucking dies. And whatever. Anyway, I thought something like that was going to happen. And then I realized how much of the movie was left. And I was like, oh, there's no way any of that's going to happen. So, all right, let's see how this plays out. And then it, didn't. And I liked how I actually enjoyed how it was written and the way it played out much more, especially whenever you think it seems like there's going to be some type of closure. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you get this massive shootout scene, which is great. I thought it was, again, like you guys said before, like they're just fucking crazy, and they just showed up, and they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be easy. We're gonna take this guy out. We don't care." They were fucking with a cold-blooded assassin across the fucking water, just popping people right in the fucking forehead. Oh, that's great. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It actually, it sounds weird. I think it's not that they're the same movie or very similar, but there are a lot of parallels to the movie Stand By Me. Have you guys ever watched that movie before?
I think it's because of Neckbone. He kind of looks like one of the characters.
Well, they're both a coming-of-age adventure.
It's exactly that. It's the coming-of-age adventure. But again, this one focuses more on the discovery of another person and relationship and love and loss, not so much found a dead body, somebody died.
I was trying to think of what this movie reminded me of, and that's really good, Stand By Me, but it kept making me think about a movie, Blue Ruin. Has anyone ever seen that?
No.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, what's a shame. This movie reminded me of it a lot, and it's not necessarily the story, it's just like the setting and tone. It reminded me of it a lot.
I always see Terminator in almost every movie, like this movie with the dirt bike and the guy being like, have you seen this person? I just kept on thinking of the T-1000 going up to the redhead dude, be like, where's John Connor? Well, that's just me.
I got frustrated at that traffic stop because they're like, have you seen this guy? And he's like, no. And then Ellis is like, what did he do? And he's like, just get out of here. And I was like, God damn it, tell us what he did. You find out eventually, but I thought the movie was gonna not tell us.
Yeah, I wondered too, like, are we ever gonna find out? And then of course, like, it actually works out even better that they don't, because it's not even just that he did anything, but also these cops are crooked, like they're bought. So they're looking. Yeah. So they're also looking for this guy who did commit a crime, but also at the same time, they're not just looking for him to arrest him. So,
how big is this island thing? Because, like, if I was looking for a fugitive, wouldn't I look at this island? Maybe.
I mean, it's. I don't know. I have a problem conceptualizing how big of an area this movie takes place across, because I feel like they go out to the island and back like a couple times in a day sometimes, and it's not even dusk. And then other times it's like, we got to get to that clinic really quick, and they get in the boat and then he gets on the dirt bike and he's going as quick as he can, and it still takes a while. So I have no idea. I have no idea how close that is to everything else, or how big it is for that matter.
Yeah, it does make it a little confusing. I mean, it probably helped just like to understand the layout of that area geographically. Unfortunately, I don't have. I
mean, I know what the Mississippi River is. I know where Arkansas is, but that's the end of it for me. They talk about down from the Y. I like that they say stuff in this movie that is indicative of where it takes place, and they don't bother to clue you in. Yeah, it's like, well, this is the way it is, and there's so much about this movie, the setting, that I found really interesting. Like, people have houseboats and they're like squatting on the river, and I guess the government's tearing them down. That seemed legit. I don't know. I didn't Google it or anything, but I don't know. That was all really interesting to me. People making their living on the river or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ellis's dad had like a character arc where he was like a fucking douchebag for like 60% of the movie, and then all it took was like a snake bite and a shootout to actually like love his child, I guess, or be nice to his child at least. Because I was like, God damn, I fucking hate you. And then I was like, oh, there's stuff going on with the marriage. And I got like retardedly stupid at the end. I'm like, why is he parking like that in the apartment complex? He's just dropping off his kid with his mom.
Because they're separated, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, did you hate this movie? You haven't said a word. You're still not saying a word.
I had myself muted. Sorry. Yeah, I hated it.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine. I liked it. I was surprised by it a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what else to really say about it other than, I kind of reminded me, this is like the Southern Stand By Me made in 2013.
What was your favorite part?
What was my favorite part? I guess them finding the boat, finding mud initially. You know, they find the boat up in the tree, and it's like, oh man, the porn magazines. And he's like,
I thought he would just give those to them as payment. Like, they clearly want them.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but he's like flipping through them, and then like Ellis is like looking around. He's like, somebody lives here. And he's like more interested in that. And then like they talk to Mud, and he's like, that's a hell of a thing, ain't it? He's doing one of his Matthew McConaughey-isms.
Yeah.
Boat up in a tree. That line just sticks out for some reason.
He keeps doing it through the movie too. He doesn't even say the whole thing. He keeps going, that's a hell of a thing.
It's a hell of a thing. All right.
All right. It's a hell of a thing.
The one thing he doesn't say in this movie, because he says this in a lot of movies, he calls people slick. He didn't say this in this movie.
That's because he was slick. He was the slick in this movie.
Yeah, he didn't need to call anyone out on being slick because he was slick.
The shootout was crazy too, like when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So like the build up to that, it's like he's sneaking in to like go say bye to Ellis, and then like it cuts and you see like fucking 10 guys out in the bush with guns.
The timing of that is nerve wracking too, because it shows you they're out there like right away.
I'm like,
and
oh
then
my god!
He breaks in and they have a whole ass conversation, and the whole time you're like flipping out because you know it's coming.
Oh yeah,
that was staged very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I liked it too. Okay, it's odd, but I guess it's the scene that I reacted to the strongest. I don't know why I thought it was so funny. Whenever he and Neckbone are walking across the street, it's when he first meet the one girl that's older than him that he has a crush on, and he thinks he has a chance with her. But he walks over there or whatever's happening, and that one guy is giving someone else a hard time, and he just punches the shit out of him. He didn't even like hesitate. He knocks the shit out of him, and then he's like, "Don't you know he's a senior?" He's like, "So." He's like, "Aren't you 14?" Like, okay.
Yeah, Ellis is bad. He punches several people in this movie.
Yeah,
only once does it come back to bite him, I guess. But no, twice. I guess twice.
It gets to a point where he finally gets like chewed out for it when he sees who's supposed to be his girlfriend in the car with another dude.
Yeah,
he just goes over there across the street, punches her. She's like, "You can't just punch people."
He's like,
I've been doing it the whole movie. I've been getting by pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Made it this far. What's wrong with that?
He said, "Well, then fuck this. I'll go punch Matthew McConaughey."
That's what he does.
What year in the movie is it, by the way?
2011.
Yeah.
2011?
I saw a calendar in the background.
There's a calendar in Ellis's kitchen, yep. And the movie came out in 2012, so.
Okay. Well, Yellow Book made me pop. Just saying. He found her number in the Yellow Book pages.
You don't get no service down there, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I figured a lot of that has to do with just being in like the area they're in, very rural. There's not much in the way of advanced or need for technology, right? So, reminds me of home in a little bit, just with a lot more water.
There was no modern shit in that house at all. It was literally like you saw. I swear to God, their TV looked like a Commodore monitor. Could have fooled me.
Right, yeah. I mean, you could, like, outside of things that stick out if you pay enough attention, you could make the argument that this happens in a whole different era, right? Like,
I thought
this
at
was
first
the
it took
90s.
place in the 80s, and I started noticing cars and stuff that, like, okay, well, no, it's not the 80s, and I saw the same thing Zach did.
It makes me think of, what's the movie that did that? Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite confused me when I first watched it. I thought I could have sworn it was a late 80s, early 90s movie. No, it's mid 2000s. They just live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
like that in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, just how it is sometimes. But yeah, I like the movie though. It had a lot more character and heart than I thought it was going to.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was gonna be like some rom-com or something.
Well, I read the synopsis and then I kind of got the first like 10 minutes of it. And I'm like, okay, this guy, it's about a teenager. It's gonna be a coming of age story, and that's what it was. There's nothing wrong with that, but it sunk its teeth into me more than I thought it would, and I liked it. Like, you know, any movie that can make you sit through it, you don't feel the time. Also, by the way, great timing. Like, right? Like, I don't. At least to me, I don't think this movie went too long. I didn't feel any of it.
No, it felt all right.
Yeah, it felt good. Pacing was good. It didn't feel too slow. Like, you needed a little bit of the slow burn at the beginning because you need that mystery. But at the end, it picks up the pace. Like, I thought things were paced really well. So, with that being said, yeah, any movie that can get you to that point and you don't feel the time, and then at the end, especially with the ending you're rooting for that to happen. Like, hey, they got you. That's good. That's a good movie. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I was also delighted that Matthew McConaughey and Reese Witherspoon are not on screen together a single time, and in fact, their characters interact one time the whole movie. That was a really big surprise, but I thought that was really interesting, and it really enforced the movie's themes.
It did, yeah. That's actually a good point. Like, the fact that the one scene they have together is, again, still shot for shot, like showing them back and forth, but they never actually are together in a scene. Yeah. That's a good call. I didn't really think about that, but it makes a lot of sense with the theme they're trying to push.
Shout out to the Piggly Wiggly.
The Piggly Wiggly, that's right. Going down to the pig.
Hey, I dig the pig, man. It's 2 minutes from my house. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this movie. It was actually a surprise to me because usually when you think Matthew McConaughey before Interstellar, you think of rom-coms and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was highly surprised by this movie. Good themes and stuff, and I think good acting. And you popped for that one guy, Andy.
John Baker. Yeah, he wasn't in it enough. I was a little disappointed. Like, when he turned up, I was like, oh yeah. Then they do that weird scene where he prays for the death of his son's murderer.
Yeah.
He gets all the thugs in a prayer circle. I was like, this is weird, man. I don't know what's gonna happen here. But they don't do a whole lot with it, unfortunately.
Other than you see his soul die, you get to see that.
Oh yeah, when he calls him and says his son's dead. His other son's dead.
Fuck.
Yeah, but overall, I enjoyed this movie, and I mean, we're doing final say. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yep.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
it was cool to see how Scott Summers / the dude from Ready Player One got his start.
Oh yeah, that's where he's from.
Oh, he was Scott Summers in the. What was it? I can't remember that name of that X-Men movie.
X-Men Apocalypse. It was the one that had Apocalypse.
Was it Apocalypse? Okay.
Yeah, but
I couldn't remember if it was that one or if it was the Phoenix one.
No, it was Apocalypse one. But yeah, I was like, God damn it! I've seen him somewhere, even though he's like a kid here. It is Ready Player One.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That sounds correct. Yes, I can see his face now. All right.
Chaz.
Oh.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
What's
sorry.
pick?
We're talking about the pick. Okay, so we are going to watch A Time to Kill from 1996, and I'm hoping that this movie will change your mind about what you perceive of Matthew McConaughey, because I think for a long time it was, he's just real handsome, charming rom-com guy who later showed he had acting chops. I hope this movie shows that he had the acting chops the whole time. This was one of my mom's favorite movies, so it's part of the reason the McConaughey thing came up. So
it's such a James Bond title, A Time to Kill.
It is not a James Bond movie. Get ready. This movie, This movie's gonna bring some diarrhea, at least from one of us, and that's
It's gonna
me.
cause me to go sit on the toilet.
No, emotional diarrhea.
Okay, you just said diarrhea.
Of the emotional variety. I'm sorry. I need caffeine.
All right. Still don't have any because we don't have set like schedules because of work shit. So we got to come up with ads that we just say, "Hey, watch this podcast because cool shit." But we'll get to that eventually.
Or someone could sponsor us, send us a bunch of free shit, and we'll do an ad right here.
Blue
Yeah,
Chew.
we'd love to tell people how they should go out and buy Omaha steaks.
Give us Blue Chew. Give us some.
Or Blue
Without
Chew,
the
or-
undies.
Fucking Manscaped. Send me your razor, man. I'll fucking do it. Trimmer.
Some
I
kind
don't
of-
care.
I'll shave the
THC
balls off of
bullshit.
anger right here. I'll trim him up. Look how mad he is because he's so hairy.
Are you crazy? Get better help. There you go.
That's a good one.
Listen here, nut job. Why don't you call and get some better help, idiot?
Listen, don't be retarded. See, we'll get canceled again. Can't do that.
That's it. This is
Now the
we just got
pendulum's swinging the other
demonetized,
way.
canceled.
We're safe now.
Deplatformed.
We can say the F word. We can say the R word again.
We're going that route. Like, well, all right. Well, this
That-
episode has officially been sponsored by
Not
Black
live.
Rifle Coffee.
All right, host credit scene. What the hell are we watching, playing, or doing?
Who's going first? Who's going to jump up? Who's going to take command?
Me first, because I'm salty.
There you go.
Uh
All right. Okay, we'll get to my card stuff last. I'm going to
Okay.
talk about my other things. Still watching season 4 of Ghosts. I think it's season 4 as it comes out. It's a funny show. We finished season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. Has anyone watched it yet?
No,
Oh, yeah.
but I heard
Okay.
it's good.
I'd recommend it. It's good. It's got a little bit of a slow burn. Like it took the route of really taking its time setting the pace for things, but man, those last 2 episodes it very quickly escalated. So it was good. I'm excited for the next season. I was very happy with how things went. I went on a little bit of a bender watching some random YouTube gaming stuff again. I really dig this one guy, Player 2, that just does these videos. I just watched one of him going over the worst zombie apocalypses in video games, and he breaks down like just thematically which apocalypse would be the worst one to actually have to live through, and different ones. Spoilers: Dead Space wins. Because I mean, how can it not win? Fucking zombie moons that are sentient and fucking terrifying. But anyway, but yeah, the way he like does his videos and editing and like the commentary and just like constantly like riffing all these like really funny things. I don't know. I like the cut of his jib. So
You're gonna have to link me after the
Yeah. I totally will. He seems like a total bro. It seems like a blast watching him do videos. He's done a couple of funny ones. I watched oh shit, what was the other one I just watched that he did? I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I watched a couple. I've already watched a few of his, and then I watched more of the recent ones that had just come out, and they were funny. And then I'm still watching a video by the channel I Finished a Video Game. I've watched a couple of their other episodes of things, but they're currently going over the absurd nature. It's almost like the 7 deadly sins of how like a horrifically bad video game gets made, and they're covering like the worst games of all time and how those games came to be. It's kind of interesting backstory on how sometimes those games get made and it's like incredible how bad they are, but also like what caused them, and how sometimes that certain things aren't their fault, but sometimes it's completely blatantly like greed or this or that. So it's been interesting just to watch that. I mean, it's literally covered everything you can think of, from like licensed games that came out that are just like unplayable, to E.T. from Atari, to Bubsy 3D. Like it's covered all of that so far. So it's been a good watch. It's pretty long though. It's like 2.5, 3 hours. I'm like a little over halfway. Anyway, I haven't really played any video games. It's been weird. I played some Nine Souls. That's the Metroidvania I've been playing through. I told you about before. I didn't play too much, to be honest. I only played like an hour, maybe. The game's kind of hard. I got stuck in a spot and I didn't have my controller, and apparently I don't have the skills to play it portable, so I need to just nut up and get better at the game, I guess. But it's been fun so far, just difficult. I played in some card tournaments. So Lorcana, I had 2 card tournaments this past weekend that I went to. They're the last ones I'm going to do for a bit because they have these like set championships, and then there's more to come over the next coming weeks. But because of work and life, I can't do them. So these were the only chances I had to be a set champion, and I broke the curse. Finally did it. I went to one and I got 10th place, which sucked. I bubbled out of making the top cut to play out, but then I won the next one. So I won the last one I played in on Sunday. So I'm a champion again. Woo! And then I played in a Pokemon tournament tonight. That was actually much bigger than I thought it would be. Like usually those things are really quick, and we actually had to play a whole extra round because of the number of people we had. And I got 2nd place. I literally made it to the final round. Me and my opponent play. And long story short, I fucked up. My opponent didn't beat me. He didn't win. I lost, if that makes sense. I made a very glaring mistake that I easily had the game won, and I fucked it up. So I am actively, metaphorically beating my head against the wall. So frustrated about it.
That's like a wrestling storyline. He's like, "You didn't beat me."
There you go.
Yeah.
I very much told him at the end. I was salty about it. I was like, "Well, for the record, you didn't win. I lost. So that's how that goes." It's a buddy. We were all joking around. He laughed, and I even showed him like, "Hey, this is what I did," but the details don't matter too much. But I fucked up. So hey, that's fine. I gotta learn to be better. But anyway, there's a decently sized pair of Pokemon tournaments that are happening in Akron in a few weeks that I'm going to go to. So I'm going to probably spend all my card time, so to speak, on that. Lorcana did finally announce their world championship at the end of June, and we're going to find out season 2 stuff then, which probably doesn't start until the fall. So I've got a good sizable break that I can take from that game. So until then, I'm going to be slamming the Mons. But I will say this is something cool. The deck that I played tonight, and it's probably what I'll end up playing in a few weeks at the bigger tournament. I'm playing with Eevee. I'm playing with the Evolutions. I'm beating people's ass with Flareon and Sylveon. It's really cool. So it's funny that an Eevee deck's actually good. Actually, the number one reason why people aren't playing it is because the set it's in is the one that got scalped to shit. So it's so hard to get the cards. So I'm kind of playing pay to win to a point, but. Anyway, yeah, that's all I've got though. I feel like there was something else I watched, but I don't fucking remember what it was, so probably wasn't that important. I worked a lot.
You passed the tag. You decide who goes next.
Okay. Ooh, the pick. Let's go zigzag. Zach.
Zigzag.
Well, watch some more wrestling bios videos just on YouTube. It's what I do when I got to eat a meal. Because if I'm watching anything else, I have to focus on it. I don't have to focus as much as like what's on the screen for his videos. What ones did I watch? I watched the one about Bulldog and Brett at SummerSlam 92. I think I watched one about like entrance stages and stuff and how they've changed the sets so much and now they're all just kind of boring now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. There's no more unique sets anymore, almost. It's always just like a giant screen.
I miss the SmackDown fist.
Everybody misses the SmackDown fist. I like the first set before that one, too. The ovals.
Oh, the circles.
That creates like the tunnel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That looks cool, too. And of course, I like the old Raw set, the Raw's War one, where it was real simple. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to look kind of cool.
It has like the steel and shit.
Yeah, it's just like steel, like girder shit, and then it framed a Titantron. There was like a black curtain. That's all it was.
The big ass Titantron, man.
It was just steel and black. And then the Nitro stage, the old one, the one that we see on TV currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, just random videos there. Not other than the Bob Holly one where he wrote a book and he talked about how he hated everybody and how he could beat everybody up. That shit was funny. Watched the Miami Grand Prix. It was pretty good.
It's the best
better.
Miami Grand Prix I've ever seen.
Yeah, so far, yeah, I've seen 3, and that was the best one. It did end up kind of being a case again, a little bit of like, oh, whoever got first won, and they just kind of ran away with it.
A lot of that going on, but still, there's a lot of fighting for podiums and points, and
yeah, the most interesting stuff really happened more closer to the middle of the pack, I guess.
I mean, and besides that, Max was on pole and he didn't win, so
yeah, well, he's driving a not so great car.
He's driving a jalopy,
kind of.
Even still, George nothing to pass him.
Yeah. But we'll see how that shakes out after. When do they usually give their cars upgrades? Is it like around summer, like before the break?
I mean, different people do it at different times, but it's easiest to do it when there's a gap. There's a small gap right now, but of course there'll be a huge gap in summer. But I don't know, different ones do it at different times and with different amounts of success. Like you remember that one year, Red Bull was winning literally every single race. They rolled out updates right before Singapore, and that's when they didn't even podium. So like updates don't always mean improvements.
Yeah, sometimes it makes it worse. That's what's like so funny about it. But, yeah, I think that's when we'll get our shakeup at least in terms of like what's the pecking order exactly.
Someone's got to catch McLaren right now. That's the whole game.
It's the big thing, yeah. I watched some more anime. I've still been on this anime resurgence kick thing. I watched a movie, A Silent Voice. It's just it's an anime movie. It's just a drama. It's not like there's no anime-ishness to it really, other than the fact that it's in like an anime wrapper, so to speak. It's just about a kid who bullied a deaf girl at school, and then he kind of like a few years later is like completely ostracized in school, and he has no friends.
Been watching a lot of the slice of life anime stuff.
Yeah, well, it was loaned to me, and I watched it, and I was this is good. I guess I like stories like that. Sometimes it's not necessarily something I seek out, but you know.
You should. I'm going to drop you a recommendation completely unsolicited, but one of my favorite animes of all time is a slice of life, and I know a couple people have seen it, but none of them are like close friends. It's just Kids on the Slope. It like takes place in the 70s, I think, and this kid who plays classical piano decides he wants to play jazz, and it's just a 12-episode series. And it's really good.
Didn't the same people that made Beck make that?
I don't think so. I always they came out kind of close to each other, but the animation is kind of different. I don't know if it was the same people, that would be uncanny because I fucking love Beck too. So
maybe that's made me think of Beck.
Yeah, Beck's another music anime slice of life kind of thing, but I always loved Beck too. But it's another one of those animes that just like stops in the middle of its story, and that's always pissed me off. And then I started buying the manga, and then the manga stopped because it was underselling. So I have no idea how that story ends. I know at some point they go to the United States and they go on tour, but I never got that far.
But it was good though. It's worth watching. There's potential for emotional diarrhea if you watch it, if you like that kind of thing. Inflicting that on yourself. And then I watched Big O. I've been watching Big O again.
I fucking love Big O.
I haven't watched Big O in several years, and when it initially went off the air, it wasn't finished yet.
Right.
It was originally going to be 26 episodes, and then it was like 13 because it wasn't doing good in Japan at first. And then when they showed it stateside, it did awesome enough that we're like, oh, we could continue it. And they had to like continue it, and there was like a delay in the production because of that. And I think they put out the next 13 episodes like a year or two later. And I never watched them. I don't ever remember really watching them. But I'm like up to episode 12 now. Really cool, very stylish anime. It looks really good too. Now I've seen it like it's remastered and stuff. Some people say they don't really like the art style for that anime, but I do, and I think it's got more of a stylized look compared to some others usually. If you've never seen Big O, it's just like there's this dude who is like an investigator. He's called like a negotiator or some shit, but like whatever. He's basically like a weird private detective. And he has a Gundam. He has a giant mecha, and nobody knows it's his, really. And it's like, what if Bruce Wayne didn't have to be Batman and he had like a robot like girl that follows him around in a butler? And it was like, what if Blade Runner met Gundam met fucking, I don't know, something else. Something else in that formula I'm missing.
What if Gundam plus Blade Runner equals it's showtime?
Equals Batman, yeah, it's showtime, yeah. But it's really cool, and it's got a lot of vibes to it too. Music's great, all kinds of stuff. Very noir influenced. Check it out if you've never seen it. You have to, but it's not on anything streaming, so you gotta like be exploratory on the internet to go find it.
I own some of the DVDs, but I never completed it. That's always kind of bugged me.
It got reissued a few back in 2017 on Blu-ray.
Oh, cool.
So if you can still buy it for a reasonable price, yeah, there you go. Then I played Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, that new Fatal Fury game. It's good. It's another Street Fighter adjacent game. I will give them credit for this. They didn't fucking lame out and try to charge everybody money for like extra shit in the game, like music tracks from old games and stuff, unlike some people. Capcom.
Called the fuck out.
I mean, it sucks, man. It's like they literally put in all the music from all the old games, all the Fatal Fury games and shit, and it's just there. You can just access it.
No, it is. It's totally shitty.
And we know SNK doesn't have as much damn money as Capcom, so it's like, come on. But it's pretty cool though. It's they have this new system where it's like you get like I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's like you have a zone of your life bar and you can decide where it is before the fight starts, like the first third, the middle third, or the last third. And when you're in that zone, it's like you get access to more moves and you're kind of like, you can do like your super duper super move. It's kind of interesting that you could just decide to be in that mode like in the beginning if you want.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
What's the trade-off, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what?
Well, the trade-off is like the strategy of when you want to use that mode. After you burn through the first third of your life bar, you can't access it for the rest of the fight. That's gone.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so it's more timing of like if you burn it too quickly, you're just at a big disadvantage if you don't like actually capitalize on it.
Yeah, it kind of really depends more on your own play style, like where you're comfortable putting that.
Sure.
My problem is I keep forgetting to do it when we start the fight, and I mean it's like at the beginning. I'm like, fuck, I forgot about that thing again. I gotta get used to it.
Footsies and stuff, and it's like, oh wait, I could have blasted him.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Then I played some Marvel vs. Capcom collection. That compilation of all the Marvel versus games that Capcom did came out during the winter last year and stuff. Great compilation. Everything's good. Everything's pretty much arcade perfect. They have scan lines that don't fucking suck, and I don't hate it, so it's great.
But do they charge you for the music?
No. I mean, you can't change the music anyway. It's just the music that was in the game.
No, you're going to take them for a ride. It's going to be good.
Yeah. And the Punisher's in it, too. It's just random. But like, whatever.
Oh, the arcade, yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much everything I did, though.
Well, who's next? You got to choose. You got to tag.
Hey, Dubs.
All right. Mine's not impressive. Been dabbling a little bit more of Ocarina of Time. Didn't make any good progress.
Hold on. When you say you didn't make progress, where are you?
Still in the beginning. Like
I'm about to enter the tree.
Like EQ tree or
no, I'm in the tree area. The spiders are pissing me off. With the
tree.
Yeah. With the aiming system, it's bothering the shit out of me. But I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna power through it.
Sounds like you're enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, based on your track record, we'll be able to talk about it in late 2026.
Hey, listen, I don't have like the fucking like zoning in on gaming and just fucking getting shit done. I don't know. I'm not good at that anymore. I like to take my time fucking wine tasting bullshit. Anyway, so I've been watching a lot of sports stuff. I've been watching a lot of baseball. It's amazing with these torpedo bats that I'm seeing games that have like 19-2.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I fucking hate the MLB commissioner so much. It's like, I hate that they look at. I get it. People need to make money, but at the same time, you're fucking like ruining the game, kind of.
Okay, we're gonna get into this now. I get what you're saying, but like professional sports have always been driven by like science and math. Like look at Moneyball as like kind of a stupid example. You're ruining the sport. Well, too bad. That's the march of progress. And that's what this feels like. This feels like some idiot egghead at MIT or wherever it was like, hey, if I make this weird looking bat, the Yankees will hit more. And the Yankees were like, here's $1 million. And now everyone's doing it. Like several other players. And not every player who has a torpedo bat has done well. At least 2 players have been hitting worse with them. So it's not even like it's an absolute, end game kind of thing. And it's just, really the crux of it is things are always going to be driven by technology. And that's what this is. Now, whether or not they want to outlaw it or not, that's fine. But there's still going to be people using computers to look at, well, you always hit the ball with this part of the bat. So we're going to adjust your stance this way, or you're going to have a special batting glove, or there's going to be something else. So they should just embrace it and just make it part of the game and just move the fuck on.
Can you explain what makes the bat a torpedo bat? Because I have
it looks like a torpedo.
It's like thicker in a different, because they realized that, I wish I had something.
Oh, I see it now.
Oh, you looked it up? Okay, yeah. But they realized that most players are hitting the ball way down on the bat where it's not thick. So if they make that part thick, you're getting more bat area and mass behind the ball, and you can send it further. And they did this thing where they analyzed thousands of hits from one player and used a computer to make them their scientifically perfect bat. Yeah. So players have bats that have been like custom made just for them, just for their hitting style. And that's people are saying, "Oh, this is cheating," blah blah blah, and the Yankees beat the Mets 19-2, and I'm fucking pissed off, blah blah blah. It is shitty. I get it, but
I think
they should just get it over with. Let's just do it. Let's do this.
I think what it comes down to is I hate science.
If God had made those bats, it would be a different story.
Well, clearly God's a Yankees fan.
Yeah. I've always been like, I love pitching more than hitting than anything.
That's the only argument I'll hear, is that it's actually kind of dangerous for pitchers.
Yeah, because the velocity
higher.
of speed is fucking like 110, 115,
right.
Which is fucking crazy. But with pitching, like even pitching, I'm not even talking about torpedo bats anymore. I'm like, pitching is different now. Yeah. Because everybody wants to throw fucking 100 miles per hour, because that's like, when it's off season, or when it's trade deadline, they go, look at this flamethrower of a pitcher.
Yeah, they'll be good for 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like back then it didn't matter how hard you threw, is how you could fucking manipulate the timing of how you throw it. And also,
I did see I can't remember who it was. One of the big pitchers was saying if they're allowed to have torpedo bats, we should bring back pine tar. What do you think about that?
I agree, because
get more bag of tricks.
Not even.
Fuck it, let them do steroids. I want to see a ball get launched to the fucking moon. I want to see them at their most jacked, most ripped. Like, give me top. What is the best of the best, right?
Can you imagine torpedo bats and steroids?
Well, now you're getting into whether or not someone can endanger their health. Now you're having that conversation about
concussions. Your lifespan's 10 years shorter? Great. Well, you know what? Maybe you can just enjoy that $300 million that you get, a little sooner.
That's just the story of a man's life. You lose 10 years of your life to fucking stress and bullshit just to support something.
Your legacy for pumping a missile ball into orbit will live forever. So
Yeah.
give me that.
Besides, it's not like they brew that shit in a bathtub anymore. You know, it's probably cleaner now. You're not gonna be like superstar Billy Graham, do a bunch of steroids, and be like, "God damn it, I'm dying for like 40 years." It's
I mean, I see it from like a observation and be like, I want to see fucking dudes hit bombs and shit. That's more exciting than a fucking low scoring defensive playing pitching game and stuff.
High offensive games are fun to watch. It's true.
It is at times, like, but if you have like 19-2, number one, the other team is burning their fucking bullpen to the point where like position players are starting to throw, which is fun to watch because
it is. I like when that happens.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck it, we'll just put our shortstop on the mound. Who cares?
And it's always funny when they like strike someone out. They're like, "Whoa!"
See, you do enjoy it secretly.
I got you there.
I like it at times, but I also don't like to see a high-scoring game every game.
We can't have a whole season of that. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the kind of thing. I am mostly on the side of science with this, but if the commissioner outlawed him tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's not a real passionate either way kind of thing. But I do like seeing. I like seeing players do better. Well, my favorite player, Ellie De La Cruz for the Reds, he got one, and he's been doing awesome. And he was already awesome, so it's exciting in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I get it. Also, I get your stance, and I get the pro torpedo bat stance. So, but it's interesting. It's kind of something else to pay attention to, I guess, MLB wise.
Yeah, it's just me like yelling at the clouds because essentially, like when hitting and all like the physical sports started like decreasing because CTEs, and I'm like, God damn it, man! Like I get it, CTEs is like it harms people, but at the same time, like those sports are not the same anymore. Like there are only times like hockey, like when it's playoff season, it gets fucking like crazy, but like during the season, like it's like so lame. Like when people start to fight. Because of CTEs, refs, break up the fights really quickly because if you get one good shot in the head, the dude could be fucking either paralyzed or brain damage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, I get it. It's to make people safe and also make things exciting, which torpedo bats are doing that. The other sport that I kind of want to talk about is hockey, even though my hockey team is not in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm rooting for the Winnipeg Jets because they always get fucking killed in the first round, and they finally won a first round playoff. Have they
ever won the cup?
I don't think so. No.
Cool. That's the one to root for. Then that's always exciting.
Yeah. So they were facing the St. Louis Blues. It was Game 7. It was 3-2 St. Louis with 10 seconds to go left in the game. And the Jets tie it with 1.5 seconds left in the game and puts it at overtime. And it took 2 overtimes for them to win the game. And it was exciting to see the fans. The fans are like crying and shit because like they never seen their team go past the first round.
That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. So go Winnipeg Jets. Fuck the Maple Leafs. Fuck Toronto. I just wanted to yeah. But I think this is going to be the first time we may see a first time in a long time, I should say, Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup Finals. Like, because you have the Oilers on the other side, which has we call him McJesus, but his name is McDavid because he's supposed to save hockey, whatever. And then Toronto Maple Leafs got past the first round because they're usually like a first round like losers and stuff. And they made it past the first round, and right now they're beating the defending Stanley Cup champions, 2-0, I believe. But yeah, it's exciting. One last thing about sports before I move on. Juan Soto, who has the fucking highest paying fucking contract in MLB history. It's so funny to watch New York media when he has one bad game be like, we paid this much money for this guy? Well, I need fucking hitting and shit. And it's like, like the Mets suck. They're going to lose. They're not going to make it to the World Series. Like, dude, like let him cook. Like, I understand he's been with the Yankees and now he's with the Mets, but the Mets are doing good. Even though we have a shitty fucking lineup of pitchers, we're doing decent because our hitting is happening. But I just want to point that out. People are like, "What a waste of money for this guy." I'm like, dude, like,
Give it a chance, baby.
give it a chance. And other than that, I've been, I watched wrestling stuff. We're getting some color. Me and Zach are going to be recording tomorrow to conclude our 1995 with Starrcade.
Put a cork in it.
Yep. And then the following episode, we're going to do our award season, our award show, I mean. Other than that, I'm trying to think. YouTube-wise, I just go down my rabbit hole. Fuck you, Polygon. I'm glad you're going out of business.
They did.
All. Yeah. But
You deserve
Andy,
it.
Yep, they deserve it. Fuck Polygon. All right, Andy, you're next.
I'll keep mine short and simple. I watched the Miami Grand Prix, but Zach and I already talked about that. I watched 3 baseball games, 2.5 really, but Dubs and I already talked about baseball. I'm still watching Star Trek Voyager. I'm in season 5. I'm still lugging it, but whatever. I've talked about it enough, and I will in the future. What else? And then I watched 2 movies. I watched Song of the Cornfields, which is a Hungarian movie from 1948, I think. It's okay. It's interesting. The plot's a little boring, I thought, but it's shot really well, and it was, it's weird. It's a Hungarian movie from the 40s about the end of World War II. It's interesting.
Where'd you watch it?
Classic-y. It's
Okay.
a
Well, that
weird.
explains it.
It's a weird service that only has like Russian and Eastern European stuff in it.
So you were searching that and you were just like, this seems okay.
Yeah, well, they have like every month I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cancel Classic-y, and then I like look through the stuff and I'm like, this sounds interesting, and I keep like adding stuff to the watch list, and it's like, well, I'll watch this and then I'll cancel it, and then it's like, oh shit, I want to watch this too. So that's where I am. But I made a joke in a Letterboxd review a long time ago. Everything that was made behind the Iron Curtain, like Hungary and Czechoslovakia and Ukraine, all the movies that were made there in the 70s and 80s are either weird comedies that like are hard to relate to because we have no concept of that culture, or they're about World War II. That's the only movies they knew how to make. So there's a ton of World War II movies that I'm like, hey, this is pretty interesting. Then every once in a while I'll watch the comedies and be like, what the fuck? So hey, it's an interesting service. Like if you're a total weirdo nut jobs like I am, check out Classic-y, but otherwise maybe stick to the Criterion Channel. And then I watched Heart of Glass, which is a German movie from the 70s, directed by Werner Herzog. You guys know that guy?
Yeah, I know him.
I've heard that name.
It's cool. I liked it, but I do not recommend it, if that makes sense. It's real hung up on like being really pretty, and goddamn, that movie's gorgeous. Like, I don't know where it was filmed, but several times I was like, I'm gonna Google this. I'm gonna fucking take a vacation here. This is cool. But it's like, I don't think it ever says what year it is. I guess it's like a medieval time. Everything's pastoral, but it's like late pastoral, and there's a glass factory, and some guy knows how to make red glass, and he dies, but he never told anyone his secret. It's driving the lord of the town crazy or whatever, and there's a shepherd who can tell the future. It's weird. Like like one of the best scenes in the movie is they're in a bar and everyone's being crazy and drinking and being weird, and he starts telling a guy the future, but no one stops him, and he basically tells all of the future. Like, it cuts away from him and it comes back, and he talks kind of like that Nostradamus, like riddle-y kind of thing, but you realize he's talking about World War II, and it cuts away and it cuts back to him, and you can tell he's talking about a post-nuclear war, like people living in groups, and there's like horrible sickness and stuff like that. You're like, oh my God, this guy's telling the future. And now he's like past the real future, and it's creeping me out a little bit. But it's really cool. The movie's okay. If you like Herzog, watch it. But if you don't, maybe don't. I think that's all I did, though. I'm trying to. I've been doing nothing but watch Voyager and, of course, YouTube shit for weeks. So I'm trying to get out of that box. Next thing I'm gonna do is get back to Ocarina of Time. Finally, I'm still. I think I'm about to go fight. What's his name? Volga, the Dragon Boy. I'm about to go fight him.
Volga, yeah.
Volga, there you go. I'm about to go fight him, and then I'll be back on track. Then I'll start getting all the stages. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Big Trouble in Little Podcast. Be sure to watch. What's it called? No Time to Kill.
A Time to Kill.
Time to Kill. There is a Time to Kill, and this is it. Be sure to watch that. We're gonna talk about it next week, and make sure that in the meantime you can follow us and like us and comment and whatever. iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. If you want to watch us, we're on YouTube. And if you're doing one and not the other, why not both? Why not both? And then also leave us a review. Tell us what we're doing wrong, and we'll happily ignore it. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, just like General Zod, like he has his Doing It music. Make us your Doing It podcast. But see you guys in the next episode.
I apologize for that. That was weird. Just watch, listen, follow, comment. Thanks. Bye.